Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you what, man, that thing's a bopper. I love that song. And I know that Crypto Crossfire, we're not doing it anymore. So there is no way we're letting that thing go to the grave. So that might be the new intro for our show. It has to be.
Okay.
It's a good jam, dude. That thing's hot, man. It makes me just like, yeah.
Yeah, seven is definitely a musical genius, man. Seriously, like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know he's over there laughing and shit, but I mean, dude plays like every instrument. You know, I'd be like, oh, let me get my piano out. I'm gonna make a little riff. He's like Beethovening it up and shit. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, relax. Like, dude, I'm in your basement. You know what I'm saying? He's like, no, it's fine. He just goes on a whole like acoustic guitar. And you know what? I love it, dude, because like I'm a fan of his music and like getting to hang out with him, like, you know, like it's dope.
Yeah, I mean, like at this point, like any music that you're gonna find in any of our videos, like that's all coming from 74K, man. So make sure you give him a follow. I mean, but everybody here, we know everybody here anyway. So
yeah, you know, we're just like when the people that listen back to it, and they're like, oh shit, I gotta follow 74K. I gotta do that. You know what I gotta do, Jay? I gotta do something with this hair, bro.
What
I don't know, like
it's winter.
I have no idea.
Just grow it out. It's winter.
Yeah, Nikki said I should do cornrows. I was like, I'm not doing cornrows.
You damn right.
You should. You should.
Dude, you have to have cornrows for NFT NYC. That's just how it has to be. Dude, you have 4 months.
For the next music video, you gotta have
music video. Oh my God, yes.
Oh man. All right, well, we'll see. My hair takes a super long time to grow. I think what it is, because when I'm stressed, I like run my hands through my hair, like I pull on it and stuff. And so I've just now got it to this. I don't even know, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I hate it. It just looks like a mop, like an old, used, dirty mop.
Jesus, why are you all the compliments in the world for 74K, but me, I'm an old, used, dirty mop.
Well, it's time to clean that mop, and let's go with the cornrows. I think that'll be a great addition.
I swear it would be so great, just like this to change. I think we'll gain so many followers as soon as you get cornrows, dude.
Oh man, well, we'll see. I did actually have something completely in a different topic other than cornrows.
Oh, I love that.
You remember I've been talking about that Oh Baby game, the Oh Baby racing game? It's basically kind of looks exactly like Mario Kart.
Yes.
I've been like dying to try to get it.
Yes.
I've not been able to get into this game. I've been trying like crazy. They freaking partnered with SpongeBob.
I did hear about that.
I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, come on, man. I'm like the ultimate SpongeBob fan. And you know what I mean? Like I can't even get a demo.
Something that happened yesterday that got me like big time was, did you hear about the $400 million tickets getting sold from the same exact gas station?
No.
What?
Yeah, back to back, like exactly the same, like same numbers, same location in California. I think they it's obviously a fuck up on their part, but I think they fucked up and glitched it out, and they sold 2 tickets instead of just 1. And now everybody's like, wait, is it rigged? Wait, is it rigged? How is that possible? How, you know, the astronomical calculations that it would have been for the same exact winning fucking numbers to come from the same exact California gas station, considering the fact how many outlets sell fucking lottery tickets.
That's kind of crazy.
That's interesting.
So in other words, never buy another lottery ticket, because it's just now been proven that they literally just siphoning money from us.
Here's the deal. If you are into crypto and you're still buying lottery tickets versus more crypto, you're an idiot. What is wrong with you? Because if you're still buying tickets and you never won a fucking thing in your life in the lotto, and you understand what crypto is, like, you're being a bozo. I'm sorry,
dude,
but
$20 ticket, a $20 ticket versus $20 in some shit coin like that you could literally change your entire life with, instead of it being like a fucking $20 ticket. Like you scratch it off and you see that you won a ticket. You're like, yeah, like that's false security right here.
I want a buck back. Good for me. Like, screw that. Like, that's ridiculous.
The group, Matt's in the token group that I got into, and and I did just see. I don't know if Matt, if you saw it or not, but there was one that came through and it did 55,000%.
Jesus,
like game.
I gotta like figure out how to read that chat because I have no idea what's going on.
Dude, me neither. I keep buying the losers. Like they're like, and then I go back. I'm like, oh, they said don't buy this one. Damn it! All right.
I told you. I'm going to tell you guys about those call groups. Those call groups are awesome. If you are one of the first couple people that buys, if you are not, you're going to get left holding the bag, and that's how it's designed. It's the people that make the calls bought earlier in the week. That's how it works. They put their buys in when shit was cheap. That's why they win.
Yeah.
So you got to either be the shot caller or be friends with the shot caller. That's the only way to win in those things.
I do have an interesting token to bring up though, which is kind of got me very interested, but I'm not really sure. Again, this is like a total pump and dump kind of thing, but it's the flying avocado cat. Anybody heard about this?
Damn it! I was gonna buy that one.
Dude, I cannot believe I just heard that come out of Matt's
from Matthew.
Yeah,
I can't believe that just came out of Matt's fucking mouth. I'm kind of interested in this flying tomato fucking Tabasco cat. Like, what the fuck?
So y'all heard of Bonk? This is the Twitter AI like plugin. So Bonk is a full AI created by the X team. They let this AI create its own smart contract, create its own token, and create its own NFTs called Flying Avocado Cat. So it's the first AI-driven, empowered smart contract and NFT project, like all in one, created by this like stupid Bonk Twitter integration.
Well, that's impressive. Okay.
So Matt's already working for the robots. Well, shut it down, boys. It's over. Shut it down.
We knew it was coming at some point. Darn.
Just buy
Did not
Bitcoin.
take long at all.
You know what? I'm telling you, you just say just buy Bitcoin. You talk about the shittiest of shit coins, and then just buy Bitcoin. I love that. You're only going to find that in Web3 here. We love you guys. Thank you all so much for joining us. Let's make sure we retweet the space out. Let's get the word out that Tokenized Tuesdays is beginning. We do want to. I put out. It was probably absurd. I let Seven and Turbo know after I did it last night. You guys probably saw, but I put out a tweet or a post last night and tagged just about every RWA project I could find on CoinGecko, and invited them all here. Looks like Block Square showed up. Love to see that. Thank you for joining us. And then so let's get the space out. There's a couple other projects that said they might pop in. So love to hear from anybody that's in the RW space, as a project leader, as a an investor, somebody that has been looking at some of these other, because like I'm looking at very specific projects right now, but I know that like Avalanche has some pretty big things coming up. I know that there are some we learned from Grateful, and when we had our Ordinals project, that there are some RWA projects popping up in the BRC20 scene. Like, I didn't know that. And so, like we can be doing all of our research, but some people that have, different information, love to hear from it. So just like all the time, if you want to be a part of the conversation, just raise your hand. Come on up. What you got, Turbo?
I actually need to know, because this same time last year, we were talking about, 2023, the year of microtransactions, music NFTs. And our third one was, I forget right now. Gaming and whatever. Gaming. Right? Is RWAs? Is this going to be a 2024 thing? Are we looking RWAs, Ordinals, and some other catalyst? Or
I think this helps us. This helps us. The RWA side helps us. We've been talking about this now for a little bit here. Where if we think about where the people are going to come into our ecosystem from. Right, retail and institutional money, right? So you have to have an offering besides just crypto coins. And so what's the end goal here, right? What's the buzzword? Where are we going with it? And so right now it seems like if you were to think on the retail side, like people like us, that's more of the entertainment. That's the PFPs, the music, the film, again, the entertainment ecosystem. Whereas now, like, where's a lot of institutional money? Where can that money go in this tokenized real world assets? I mean, it's a brand new ecosystem. It's going to be worth trillions, in several years. And so with that being said, like that's a prime opportunity for a lot of institutional money to come in, and a lot of that focus there, which then obviously, you know, the retail folks can capitalize on that and take advantage of what we see as one of the biggest catalysts, right? At least for mass adoption. Again, it's entertainment, and then, you know, this RWA ecosystem. And that's why I think it's important. That's why I want to talk about it, because it's like the DeFi summer and all that stuff. This is the tokenization of the world. Like, we know it's coming.
I mean, I think, but I mean, I just feel like with the regulations and stuff, I think we're still like, I think we're gonna have like a lot of hiccups, just speed bumps along the way, trying to get to this new adoption of this, right? Like, I know, like with real estate, right? Like, I mean, I know real estate's been like one of the big ones, but I mean, like, is there a lot of support when it comes on the side of the deeds and the titles and the transfers actually like in the real world? Or is this just kind of like one person's holding this deed or this entity, and then everybody's participating in this outside pool? Is that kind of more what's going on?
I think,
like, go ahead.
I think it's going to be a totally different branch of banking system that comes out that completely sideswipes the way the banking world's working right now. I think that they already have a few banks in line that will that have like a crypto avenue towards them, because there are so many smart people and so many people just like us that aren't talking about this shit openly, that are part of the system right now, that are figuring out the ways to implement things like this, to make the bankless and blah 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 blah, whatever the fuck. But to see where everybody's talking and how Larry's talking and what they're doing at BlackRock, seeing the moves that he's making with the money that they have right now, just the ETFs and the fucking the Ethereum trust that they're pulling out, dude, just the cap of both of those are $5 trillion a piece. If that's what Larry Fink is thinking about, $10 trillion going into this ecosystem, that's just the top. The trickle down effect from that is going to be so fucking massive that we have no idea what they're planning, because what we're working with right now is nothing compared to what they're going to start implementing, because the new shit like the Coke cans and the fucking like all the stuff that we use every single day will be tokenized. It will be something that we've never seen before. Like, it's not going to be just like an everyday thing. It's just going to be this fucking new thing that comes out. Just like the internet, it's going to be something that just gradually becomes such a natural part of your life, just like holding your iPhone, like it's always in your hand, you're always looking at it. It's just going to be that, just like your bank accounts on your phone, it'll be the exact same situation. You'll have all of your stuff, like all of your tokenized stuff will be at your fingertips. Like, you'll know exactly where everything you had, everything you bought, all of that stuff will be right there at your fingertips now.
Hell yeah, I love that. Matthew, what you got?
I think one of the really cool things about this too is that it has the potential to tokenize that aren't in existence yet. So any real estate development or anything like that that is going to be done in the future could be used for this tokenization stuff. But also looking back, there's a way now to potentially refinance a lot of opportunities or real estate that has, already gone up and that has existed. So imagine a world where we have the ability to take a lot of this commercial real estate and refinance it in a way that right now you can't really do, because the interest rates are, really high. There's no way to kind of get out of it. But if you had a mechanism that allowed people to participate in a pool of investments for particular real estate or real estate investment trusts, this is just a new way that we build liquidity into the system, and that's really important. And it's just a cool way to keep people engaged and just really excited for it.
Matt, what's really crazy is that that's exactly what I'm seeing is like the new neighborhoods that will be created will be fucking DAOs. There will be just a DAO of people that are instead of an HOA, it will be a DAO. Like, why do you need an HOA if you have a DAO controlling the money that's going through your neighborhood?
I love that.
It's gonna change so much. Like blockchain technology is going to change our lives so much that we know it's there. We just don't even have a clue of what we can do with it yet.
Do we know any? I think that this would be honestly a fantastic idea, and who cares if we talk about it publicly, because there's probably not too many people that could execute it, and I think that we probably have the right people to make it happen. But what if we did that? Like, what if we all make a little money here in the bull market, And then I don't know what the development of like a subdivision is. Probably, I would assume, a couple $100 million. But, what if we were able to, at some point, you issue an NFT so you could fractionalize the build of it, right? So now you've got, the build part of it fractionalized. You got an ownership aspect there, but then the whole point of it is once you get the residents in, then that then becomes a DAO, and the neighborhood is a DAO, right? So that you don't have an HOA. It's democratically run through the DAO, and you have a token for the neighborhood. So that you've got the ecosystem. I mean, these are all things that are possible. Like now, your neighborhood and everything runs on a tokenized and NFT eco. Like your gym memberships and NFT to the
that shit's coming.
Well, let's do it. Instead of saying it's coming, why don't we freaking do it?
I'm fucking down, dude. Like I've been thinking about this shit for a minute. Like this is just like I've already seen where like the where you can tokenize, like tokenizing a token is so like in our faces. And if you did say you made like right now my neighborhood's Fieldstone, you took Fieldstone token and you handed it to all 299 houses in my neighborhood and said, okay guys, you can spend this however you want, and it's all going to go back to the pool, but you can only spend it on X, Y, and Z, like amenities for the neighborhood. Oh my God, dude, our neighborhood would look so fucking good, but we do it every year.
Yeah, I mean,
like we would pull it.
Well, sort of, right? And so here's the deal. Like, and look, we got to get some of these hands in a second here, but like one of the last neighborhoods that I lived in Austin before we moved out to Georgia, it was a subdivision called Easton Park, and it was a master plan community, right? So they had restaurants, shops, all that kind of stuff, right? And now what you do is you build all of that into the plan so that this token, now, like, as the resident, like, say you switch to solar, like now you get this kind of credit, so now you get more tokens that you can spend at the restaurant, and it becomes like its own ecosystem. I think that this would be a very, very interesting kind of concept.
And businesses love that kind of shit, because there's a neighborhood really close to me that has its own Publix inside of you don't even have to leave your neighborhood.
Yeah.
You can go get your nails done. You can go to the grocery store. You literally, it's almost like the smart city that they want to build for us, but it's smaller, dumbed down, but we control everything about it. They can't come in and be like,
Dowville or downtown.
Downtown, dude. We can do one in each. We can do one. Downtown is hilarious because it sounds like you're saying downtown. Downtown is perfect.
Downtown.
Let's do downtown. And we can build one in each major city. We can fucking put it close to New York or close to, like, we can make it to where it'll be easily accessible, to where it's almost like our own version of Airbnb as well. Like, dude, we can do two different ones.
All right, here's the deal.
I need to shut up.
We're moving to Nashville. We're going to crush it in the bull run. We're going to do this thing like either close to Nashville or outside in the mountains. And that's where we're going to do proof of concept. That'll happen coming in like 2027. So hold on, guys. It's nothing for sure. Nothing happened too soon. All right, let's get some hands. Let's go Marauder and then Matthew.
Yo, Jim, guys. So everyone's doing well. Yeah, I love this conversation, man. I'm all about the whole like RWA tokenization stuff. It's definitely going to be the future. Like I could see it happening. The reason we don't have like neighborhood DAOs yet, though, is just because we lack significant regulatory, like just like an outline, a framework. Because, like, for instance, you have like tokenized real estate protocols and platforms being developed in Europe and like in Asia and whatnot as well. And like a lot of them want to cater to American clients, but they can't. Like as Americans, we're not allowed to use their platform because there's just so much unknown. Like, because real estate's so integrated with the government that, and like with local governments, counties, state governments, that like until they adopt blockchain or until there's regulation like surrounding all of this, it's not going to happen. That's just my 2 cents on that.
Okay, I love that. Your 2 satoshis, if you will. I'll go ahead, Matthew.
Did I rug?
No. Yeah, regulatory.
No,
you're good.
You're good.
Okay. Handsome as ever. Well, but yeah, so the regulatory piece is.
Oh no! Really did I rug? This is bad.
We can hear you. He can't hear us.
Marauder, can you hear us?
Marauder.
Marauder.
All right, he got the clue. he hopped down. He'll hop back.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Matthew.
Good, Matthew. Sorry for yelling in your ear.
Y'all can hear me okay?
Absolutely.
Matthew? No, I'm just kidding. We got you, bro.
Yeah, so the regulatory stuff is definitely a challenge. But there's two really interesting use cases that I think are really, really easy or like easy ways for us to consider this. The first is when you look at a traditional development, you go by, like I go down the street, there's stuff under construction, you see like what they're going to build, and sometimes they have a QR code on the side of the fence or whatever that gives you more information about the property. But pretty soon, the way that developments work is typically an equity and a debt stack. It's just typically, 60-40, 30-70, whatever the mix is. But I imagine a world where we'd be able to say, instead of taking on all that debt, what if you were able to slice off like 20% of that and do crowdfunding in your neighborhood so that people in the community could own shares of that property, or just like you would like a REIT, for example. So I think that's one really cool way that you could tokenize just from the fundraising of an equity perspective. And then as somebody who works in affordable housing, one of the things that I recognize is that down payment challenges for people owning property is very, very cumbersome. So what if you were able to not necessarily tokenize a property, but provide people a tokenized effort to say, you're paying rent, and every week or every month that you pay rent, we're going to put that into an escrow account that can then be used for a down payment moving forward. So now you've got a way to help people build wealth while they're staying in affordable housing or public housing so that they could go actually buy property, which I think is a big encumbrance to a lot of folks. So definitely some really good practical use cases for the tokenization of real estate assets.
I mean, and think about like what you could do now is if, say you've got someone like you, or that's, part of the whole idea is you've got, this is all of this is an investment. And so we have, part of, the DAO is, on Thursday nights is the club where, like you come and talk about how, we're going to be taking funds from the DAO and investing in it so that, everybody who plays a role in this, can become an investor too, right? Because everything is at stake there with how it's all fractionalized and split up. So everybody now has the opportunity to learn how to invest so that, one, we're teaching financial literacy and financial independence, always, even to adults. Like, it's not just so much about teaching it to kids. Like, we also got to teach it to adults, people who, really, can change the whole course for their family, that kind of stuff.
Well, like the thing I'm thinking about right now is like when it comes down to the whole, token side on the RWA, right? Because because these things are going to take a long time to kind of really mature, I would imagine, unless like somebody comes in with some property that's already kind of like established and is ahead of the game, which I don't necessarily see that not being a possibility, but I don't see it being a reality right away, right? Like I see this being more of something that's going to be built where people will go from the seed all the way to the final production when it comes to these houses. But like, so with that being said, right, like when we think about the people who are investing, right, like they can pull their money out, right? Obviously, as it goes up, they're taking liquidity in this thing. I wonder if that's going to, be a hindrance in the process of getting to the end goal, right? Like if it's taken 7 years, but like we're constantly like fighting this flux of money being taken away from the project, will that be an issue for RWAs?
Well, I think that it's all, you put it into your tokenomics where, certain percentages are allocated and locked up and they can't be touched for, certain maturation dates and stuff. I mean, I think that's probably how it would be set up. But I will let maybe any of our resident experts provide.
Yeah, I feel like a staking mechanism would work because a lot of things I see is like, I don't think it would ever leave your wallet. I think that you would just stake it inside your own wallet. That way your funds are always in your wallet, because that way, if you think about it, if we have some form of like company that turns into, like, I think a bank would probably do this, because we are about to have no reason to have a bank. We have not a single reason to have a bank, because once we have a little bit more security on a wallet, everybody will have their wallet on their phone, and a bank won't be necessary at all.
So XRP's toast.
Dude, I don't know exactly.
I'm kidding.
This is just my brain. The way it works is like I see this turning into like not necessarily being bankless. It's just the banks are going to turn into something different. Like, I think that everybody will have so much access to their money on their phones and inside their wallets, because we're eventually cash will go away.
Yeah.
But I see that I see it being like your wallet will have so many different, like, because just like a DApp, you can make your wallet do pretty much anything you want to. So if you think about it, you can like make your wallet a bank. Like that's practically what it is. It's your own bank.
Yep.
So
it's a
why will
it's a
we
currency
need that?
exchange.
And that's why JP Morgan and Wells Fargo, like that's why all these dudes are like, fuck this. Like they know as soon as people realize, oh, I have my money in my wallet all the time. Why the fuck am I going to transfer it to the bank when I can just send it to, Sally or Jim fucking directly? Like, it's just like Cash App and stuff. Like Cash App is literally turning themselves into a bank.
Right.
Like they're about to turn themselves into something. It's not necessarily a bank. It's something different. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm curious because obviously like that's probably what's going to happen.
Well, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, you hit the nail on the head, and you bring some really good points up there. Marauder, I want to go. I'm going to pull on you next, but the utility company.eth, GM fam. How are you? What? Talk to us. How you feeling?
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for having me up here, guys.
Always
awesome space job going here.
Thank you.
But yeah, real world asset claim. Yeah, appreciate it. Our 2 cents here, we do kind of work on industrial automation. So we are focused on real world assets, but specifically in industry. And I think one of the most key things about real estate we're kind of looking at is more so the merger of blockchain and AI, where I don't know if we necessarily need to focus on tokenomics and fungible tokens, but you could have essentially like NFTs. I know that's become kind of like a buzzword or worse, but the non-fungible token could have its value set by the smart contract, right? And the smart contract itself is more than just mediating transactions. It can also assist in like quality control or the verification of deliverables or certain like thresholds and such in the process of like whatever the process may be. That's kind of our approach to it. So like, imagine in a very early stages, you can consider like the most I guess like title companies, escrow companies would be the most easiest to disrupt with this. But if you get advanced stuff, I don't think our models are there yet, but if you get to proper multimodal models in the next 6 months to a year and chain that with smart contracts, then you can pretty much mediate the entire construction process, right? From raising capital all the way through to opening, basically.
Yeah. And I mean, think about like, on the consumer level, like, how much money can be saved when you're buying a home if you don't have to deal with a title company. I mean, that ends up being, I think, a couple $1,000s for, maybe like a $300,000 house or whatever. And like, I mean, that's money that most people would much rather keep in their pocket than give to somebody just to hold on to a piece of paper for them and make a bunch of copies. That mean you have to sign a bunch of bullshit, when you want to buy a house. And so, listen, getting people off of the current system onto the new system is going to be the biggest challenge. That's as soon as we can do it, everything will be easier, cheaper, faster, and more efficient. But I mean, it's just about getting the old guard out and the new guard in. That's the whole thing. I think that's our biggest challenge in a lot of the stuff that we need to talk about with blockchain.
And there's some regulatory hurdles too, right? But I think that the people that are really on the cutting edge of this are working hand in hand with some amazing regulatory bodies. Like Dubai has a virtual assets regulatory body. India is setting one up through their IFSC. So I think it's more so than trying to avoid government regulation, trying to figure out how we could work in conjunction with it and optimize these inefficiencies in the system, basically. I think that's the way to go.
Heck yeah. Love that. Well, I just invited Coach up here in case we are a few minutes past our scheduled workout, which is fine. It is 9:34, and typically halfway through, Corey, Coach, we get a little whistle directing us to get our workout in. I do, by the way. I brought them, baby. I got the dumbbells. Oh yeah. Hey, there it is. There's the coach. All right.
There it is.
That is a perfect time for us to segue into our midway workout brought to you by Turbo and I. Thank you to the show sponsor, Two Lands. We halfway through the show, we'd like to pause the conversation and get a little quick workout in. They are efficient and they are effective. And so, you guys got to have a healthy mind, a healthy body, and a healthy portfolio. It's the triple perfect approach to winning this bull run. And so, let's get those heart rates going. Let's get that blood pumping. I believe I've got none other than a Nessie song. That seems to be our theme for our workouts here. Pretty soon, we're going to shoot another music video for another track, and then we can play that in the middle. But Marauder, we'll get to you in just a second here. This is Nessie, and we'll be right back after the workout. Let's get it.
Yeah. You know it's Nessie. This that one that got them jumping around. They thought we was down. Real ones never die. Educate and multiply. Someone trip, they said that I would freaking drown. Popping like Chris Beezy, I'm cheesing. Look at me now. Feel like Eddie Murphy got them screaming. They speaking on my life and they don't even know the meaning. I told them I would win, they ain't believe me. Man, they used to say I fall, now they say I didn't mean it. What you want? Tell me what you want. What you want from me? Came up from the bottom, lot of problems, but I saw with ease. Ain't nobody care, they wasn't there when I would walk in peace. I'm living plentiful, say things before I start my tree. Laughing at these people that be hating. This one for the haters praying that I wouldn't make it. Man, they see me rolling by and that boy need a facelift. Sacrifice so much for this moment, it's very sacred.
Oh, we got that lean back, baby. We can't give you the whole song. You know that. You know the
Can't do that.
Can't do that. Woo. Man, it feels good to get
But it's a great opportunity for everybody to reach down and retweet out the space, man. Maybe tag some people having a great conversation about real world assets. Learning, man, preparing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Because you can legally fractionalize a racehorse.
I know.
That's
like a
thing you can do.
That's like a grandfathered thing here in the U.S., right? Like that is for the good old boys that run horses and whiskey. A couple of things got to be safe for them.
Nashville, here we come, baby.
That's
all I'm saying.
Let's get it. Louisville,
Marauder. I think you had your hand.
Lexington.
Yeah, well, you know, Tennessee does have legalized horse racing, and Nashville doesn't have a track. So I'm just saying. Look,
hey,
be on the lookout for some new tokenomics coming. Yo, Marauder, my fam, what's up, baby?
Yeah, okay. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, much better.
No, you're coming. Say again. Can you say it again one more time?
One more time, Turbo.
Oh, yeah, you're great, man. What's up, family?
Yeah, what's up? Yeah. I don't know what it is, man. My freaking Wi-Fi like always does that. Like it'll just like cut me out sometimes. I gotta go on my cell signal, and it's just I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, GM guys. I just I don't know. I wanted to kind of add on to what Seven was saying about like this is I don't know, wallets and whatnot and blockchain in general. It's kind of like the natural evolutionary step of finance if you think about it. Like obviously wallets being the new bank, like he was saying. And like we've seen it with stable coins, you know, like you can just hold tokenized cash in your wallet and you can send it to whoever you want super cheap and pretty fast. And it's instantly settled too. That's like another thing I keep harping on. And so like tokenizing everything essentially just makes sense in the financial ecosystem. And that's why BlackRock is so hell bent on doing this. They're like, oh, wow. Like Larry Fink's been on a bunch of press conferences where he's like, oh yeah, like everything's gonna be tokenized. Like the tokenization of assets, totally a thing.
Yeah, when he
keeps
like, saying that out loud, like he is throwing out signals to everybody else, like, hey, motherfuckers, we're about to do this, so get on board now or you're getting left behind. Like, that's all it is. That's why they say that in public. That's why they put it on TV. So when everybody's like, hey, guys, did you see Larry said this? And they go back and rewind it and they get the keywords. That's exactly what, like, they're like, oh, my God, like, we need to get on this shit. So that's why, the Fortune 500 companies are secretly all working on blockchain technology. And next year, they're all going to be like, hey, guys, like this new thing, fucking blockchain. Like they're gonna say blockchain and make it sound so awesome, but it's just NFTs and crypto, and everybody's gonna be like, do you know what a blockchain is? And we are gonna be so mad about it.
Isn't
literally
like, what the fuck
isn't there
is
some
going on?
Isn't there some statistic where it's literally like 98% of the Fortune 500 companies all have like a blockchain integration coming? Like it's just absolutely insane. Like they're literally they're doing it.
so. Yeah,
It's crazy. It's just crazy. Like Disney coming out and saying that they already partnered with Dapper Labs. Like that's nuts to me. Like that's just them telling us that they're going to create a metaverse for our children, that they can go to Disneyland in their living room instead of having to come to the park at all.
Well, and one of the crazy things too, from the Disney perspective, they're so smart because if you go to the parks, they have a band that you put on your wrist so they can follow you everywhere. And that could just now serve as your wallet,
that's why they gave you the band, is so they knew what attractions you were going to like the most, so they know what to put in the metaverse.
Speaking of, I know this has nothing to do with crypto, but can we pause here for a second? Can we pause here for a second? Speaking of bands and tracking and all that stuff, like I just learned that Apple has to stop selling the Apple Watch here in the United States because they've basically been selling medical data. Or something thereof. Does this mean we need to like stop wearing these things, or is the damage
two of them?
been done?
It's just two different ones, and it was because of a lawsuit or a dispute between Miyazumo, I think is what the other company was. I don't think they were selling our medical stuff. I think we give that away by signing that we're putting it on our wrist. So I think
no. Like Apple was actually like Apple was doing something that they should not have been doing, and that's why they're like banned from selling the watches in the US now.
Yeah,
they infringed on their patent for their blood monitoring technology. Apparently, they stole that. That's what the case says.
Yeah, they stole they stole. It's crazy.
Stole the old blood monitoring. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So
Jay,
take it off or leave it on?
I better leave it on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, are you worried about?
Get a real
they're gonna
watch.
find in your blood. This is my thing, man. I'm too lazy, bro. Like this, because they give us good shit. They're like, look, we're gonna put this thing on your wrist. It's gonna track your sleep. It's gonna tell you, like to get up and move. You're gonna be able to take phone calls, video chats. You're gonna be able to
crypto
keep your
price
calendar.
alerts.
All you have to do in exchange is give us $1,000, and we're gonna sell all your data.
Yes.
And to me, that seems plausible and reasonable.
That's fine. Like, hey, you could spend like $1,000 or more to get a Rolex, but it's only going to tell you the time. It's not going to tell you that your friend wants to talk to you. It's not going to tell you that your bags are pumping. It's not going to tell you what it's 28.
It's not going to tell
28 degrees and sunny. Yes. See, like it's beautiful.
Yeah, Rolex. A Rolex ain't gonna let you fall down, have a heart attack, and call the paramedics.
Right.
It's an exchange. I mean, but here's the thing, right? Like, because like we're so focused in taking back control of like the banking and like these other things, right? That like we're letting the other securities go. It's like there's not enough bandwidth or observation to be able to control all.
I think it's something that we talked about before. We trade away our privacies for convenience, right? Knowingly and willingly, and I think that at some point
Jay loves getting on the plane easy and fine without having to deal with any bullshit by them scanning his eyeballs. Like he'd rather do that than have to fucking deal with the peasantry of the airport.
They asked me when I flew to Vegas. When I went to the clear thing, he goes, eyeballs or fingers, and I said, scan my ball, I said my eyeballs, but like, listen, like, I don't care.
Scan my balls.
Yeah, scan my balls. Like, I don't care. Like that's fine. Like, cause then like literally I get to just go boop, 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 right through security, boop, 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 right to the plane, and we go. Like, I'm not one of those people that's going to go to the airport 2 hours before. If you do, you've got a lot of time in your life. I don't. And so I've made it to where I've figured it out. Like, if I go at this time, or if I take this time of a flight, this is what I got to do to just walk right in there. And that's what I do. Although Clear here in Atlanta is starting to fill up way too much. Like, I need the next best thing. What's next above Clear?
I think it's a security. I think
Clear
it's
Plus.
Private jet.
It's when you get your own plane.
I know.
It's when you have your own.
Yeah.
Let's go, guys. We got to win this bull run so that we could get a plane.
So wait, so what's the magic number then before heading to the airport?
For me?
Let us know your secret, Jay. Yeah.
Well, I have to build in a 45. Right now, I have to build in a 45-minute drive time.
Oh, damn, that's Maxine and breakfast. Hey.
Oh, what up, Corey?
Hey, Max. Thank you for.
Hey.
Thank you for.
Sorry, guys. I have to go. I have a restraining order against Max, so I can't be here.
Oh my God, Krista.
Don't we
away.
all? Don't we all?
Dang, everybody in Web3 got a restraining order on
You
that.
know what, Frank? Honestly, I can't even. This is why I don't come to Spaces anymore. This is why I don't come to breakfast. You guys, I'll meet you at brunch, okay?
We love you, man.
Oh my God, now it sounds like a household. This is why I don't come to breakfast, because y'all always pick on me at breakfast. I can't stand it. That's why I'm always late.
Well,
Anyway, back to the real important question. How far in advance do I need to go to the airport if I don't need to do the 3 hour for international and 2 hour for domestic?
Do you have? I mean, you don't need that. So you just need. So do you carry a bag or do you check a bag?
Depending on what I'm doing. Okay, let's go with both scenarios.
All right. Well, if you check a bag, that bag has to be checked. That has to be given to those people 45 minutes before your flight. If you screw that up, there's a chance that it doesn't make it, and then you don't get to go.
And it goes to a different place.
And it
Got
goes
it?
somewhere
Yeah.
else. Right. So you just have to build that kind of timing in. I never, if I can avoid checking a bag, I can.
But what about like going through check like pat downs?
Pat downs for what?
To go through security.
I've clear. Like
They
I've
patted
signed
his balls.
Yeah, they patted the balls. I have signed a waiver with clear saying that I will do nothing wrong. And so I think they'd take my word for it until I screw that up.
I always get randomly selected to be randomly chosen to be pat down.
Okay,
I don't know why.
None of that is random because here's the deal. Nothing is random at the airport. Every time that I do check a bag, every time. This is not, I'm not like, you could pull Whitney up and she will testify to this. Every time I check a bag, that comes back at the end with one of those little slips saying that TSA has checked it randomly, and it is not
but like,
random.
I personally get checked. Like I have to go through the metal detector, take my shoes off. I get.
It's you. You've
That's
done
because
something.
you have a beard and an amazing natural tan like me, Max.
Go away. Go away.
Bro, you just can't look sketch while you're going through TSA, Max. That's all it is.
You probably got.
That's what I said. That's what I think.
What are you carrying with you, Max? That's making you're probably all shaky and
I literally have my cell phone. No. I have my cell phone.
She's probably got a whole wardrobe in her bag that's bursting
out of the
bag or something.
Seven, like, really? You're gonna like chime in with this one now?
No, hang on,
Order.
Mama Bear has had her hand up for a very, very long time, and I've even seen it pump. So we better pass her the mic just to get some order back in here. You know,
all right.
Max and her sketchiness. We'll put that on hold, Mama.
What the fuck? Whitney, can you do me a favor and slap Jay for me tonight? Thank you.
Please
so
do.
I have to tell you, if you're carrying undeclared assets on an airplane or into an airport, they are going to check them to make sure that they are not flotation devices strapped to your chest or
they're called boobs, Mama. They're called boobs.
Well,
there's nothing I can do about that.
Well, me either. So they like to check me. And well, if I travel with children or my dog, they don't harass me. But if I travel by myself, they harass me.
The last time I went, they wanted to check me and my daughter. And I said, you're not touching my daughter. There's no way you're touching my daughter.
I will strip down naked right here, but you ain't touching my youngin'.
And
the guy turned, he like snapped his head and looked at me and I said, don't. And he goes, please let her go. And I said, you better, because you don't want to hear the wrath of Mama. Mm-mm. And he says, come on in. And he said, please just remove your shoes. I said, they're already off. I have done everything you want me to do. Don't touch my youngins. And he said, okay. He said, well, I said, I am 100% natural woman. There's a little bit of hair color, but that's it. And he goes, and caffeine. He goes, okay, just keep on coming, ma'am. I said, yeah, I'm not waiting 25 minutes for you to find a woman, and I don't trust that one, so she ain't touching me. Because they have
to do like that residue on my hand. I'm like, do I look like a person that has just shot a gun or built a bomb? Like, really? Do I?
They got
there is no room.
Potentially.
Come on.
Max.
Jay, honestly, I literally said to the person, I'm like, listen, it would be more randomized selection if you didn't search me.
No, trust me.
Because
you can't
every single time.
Max, you can't walk through the airport looking like the bomb.
Yeah, she's
Oh
like,
Here's
my
the deal.
God, thank you.
Here's the deal, Max. I know that you may or may not have doxed to Turbo briefly once before, but I have not seen you doxed, so I don't know if the airport would find you sketchy. Now, here's the deal. I am.
Oh my God, Jay, I'm not sketchy.
Well, I don't know that. I'm a very frequent flyer, so I have a
I'm
really,
telling
really
you, I'm
good.
not.
I have a really good idea
Jay.
of what people in the airport look like that need to be researched and stuff. So I'm just saying. All right,
No.
let's get
If
back.
you have boobs bigger than a grapefruit, they will stop you. It's guaranteed. Guaranteed they will stop you. If it's gonna quote appear to be
Carrie, stop
verified,
laughing.
they need to have grape-sized boobs. Stop her,
Grape?
search her, grape. Yes. If they're
I need to go for
grape-sized
some reductions.
or
Geez.
apples,
Okay.
You
they
know
need
what? I'm
to
just gonna start
fix that
taping
one.
my
That's a
boobs
little
then.
bit.
I'm gonna start
If
taping my
Mom-
boobs down.
Can I just make a really quick?
should.
We can continue this conversation, but I'm sorry, Mom, if you are still watching at this point. I apologize again.
Oh my God, Mom, I'm sorry. Nobody informed me. Damn.
No, it's
All
all right. All right, back to the boob talk.
Well, I mean, at least Aunt Shirley's not
Oh
around.
no,
So, I mean,
we're
there's that.
on the record of apologizing to moms here. Like I don't. This is like 3 episodes in a row or something, Jason.
Damn, I'm sorry.
No, it is.
You know who I miss is
Just
Aunt
watch it,
Shirley.
Maxine.
No,
Watch
it's
the
too
women
early
that
for
get
Shirley.
pulled over.
Okay.
Watch women that get pulled over.
We're gonna start a live stream, an afternoon live stream in January. That is all gonna be about.
Oh fuck.
It's our news and numbers. Sounded like somebody dropped their phone, Max. A news and numbers show, and so that in the afternoon we might see. You know, it's a good time for Aunt Shirley to maybe bring some lunch through for Turbo while he's sitting there working hard. So maybe Aunt Shirley.
I
will
miss
come by.
Aunt Shirley a lot.
No one really misses Aunt Shirley.
No, I do. She was really nice to me.
yeah, you guys are two birds of a feather.
Flock together.
Wait, does that mean you don't miss me?
No, we definitely miss you.
Yeah, just in the afternoons.
Okay. Relax yourself.
Yo, Frank, you got your hand up, family. What's up?
Yeah, bro, it's been so long since I've been on the airplane. Did I hear you say that they got scan your eyeballs or your fingerprint, my guy?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. So sign up for this thing called Clear, where basically like
the fast track.
Yeah. So we basically like, unless for whatever reason they need to re-identify you, like you can go to the airport and you don't have to show an ID. You just go, they scan your eyeballs, you get on the plane, and you go.
Oh, that's dope. That's like the fast track TSA line, then, right?
Well, it
Yeah,
was
it's not fast anymore.
it was. Now everybody's got fast track. So now we need like super fast track, which I think they've got this thing called digital ID, which I don't know if it's just Delta who does. Oh, there was a phone call. I don't know.
No, you do. You just bring a screaming child and you get rushed through real fast. I mean, I don't, but I mean, most people do.
No. If I had a screaming child, if our daughter was screaming, unless I literally had to go.
I mean, M could totally get you bypassed everything.
She's just cute. She'll do it with her
Well,
cute.
she's adorable. Yeah. I was gonna.
Jay's mad because everybody has flash passes at the airport.
Yeah, that's silly. I did have a question for Matthew though. Matthew, do you know if debt and credit count in this RWA?
So that's an interesting question. You mean like if I have, is there a way for me to issue debt as part of the real world asset? Like, for example, if I had a car or something and I didn't own the whole car, could I give out part of that as debt?
Yeah.
It's an interesting use case. One of the things I would love to be able to do, for example, instead of taking out a home equity line of credit on my home, say for 5%, I could issue the same amount of liquidity for somebody in my neighborhood who came by and said, "Oh, I'll buy, 2 or 3 or 4% of your house." And instead of you could get access to it that way, and maybe I only give you 3% or something.
Mm-hmm.
So there are interesting ways to think about it, but I don't know. Quite honestly, I think there's room for both. The art of possibility for both.
I think you could just rent your garage out, like exactly how you just said, Matthew. Like you could have like 10% of my house, but you get access to my garage only. Like you get this part of the house.
The crazy thing, and you're right, like the crazy thing is that this would lead to what I would assume to be a whole new ecosystem of derivatives that are, somewhat looking like a collateralized debt obligation or a credit default swap that kind of got us into the mortgage crisis of 2008. So it'd be really concerning if people just started like selling or tokenizing their debt and then never being able to pay it off. So that's just one thing to consider.
That's definitely coming, man. That's 2020, 2031's fucking crash coming for sure.
Wait,
love
don't
that.
people already tokenize their debt and get just eliminate it? Isn't that what they do with bankruptcy and things like? And wait, corporations don't want any kind of competition when it comes to writing off debt and losses. So they're probably going to slow walk that one. And that's what I was going to comment a while, 4 years ago when I had my hand up was, I don't know that people are going to drag their feet with tokenizing or getting on chain and putting things on the blockchain to, use blockchain technology, use a buzzword that's coming, the current buzzword. But if you start talking to people about the very simplistic reality that the bank holds your money hostage and it can't, when you leave it, put it from here, go into PayPal or Venmo, Vimeo or whoever it is, and then you put the money in there and then you take the money out, it's held hostage and they have it leverage 1,000% a day, and then they're going to, tell you to be happy with your 1% annual pittance. When you tell people that, they get really pissed off. And then they say, well, it's my money. Give me my money. I want my money. And I said, well, you want to really get mad? You can actually send money from person to person, wallet to wallet, and it be settled in minutes. And you don't have to have any settlement time like you have with a credit card of 45 days. So that really will piss you off because they're leveraging your funds 1,000% a day or more, right? Sometimes it's 10,000%. My numbers could be slightly
it just depends on the day or however they want to do it.
Yeah, it does.
I got a perfect way to solve this. I got a perfect way to solve
you
this.
off.
You guys, okay, so the banks, if they are leveraging at 1,000x your funds, do me the favor, send me your funds and I will only leverage them at 100x. Okay. And we'll see what we can do. And I promise you, I will give you more than the bank makes when we win. Not if you win. No, not if. Not if.
No, it's a win.
When.
It's a guarantee.
When,
Yeah.
no,
You're doing like that.
Yeah, because we're using the high IQ indicator now. So we're actually on paper. And I know I hate it. You guys know that I hate paper trading. But I am writing down some of these things that I'm looking at because I'm learning. And I'm picking them. All right, so it's working. So I want to do a few more of these before we start talking about it publicly, which that was the whole point of January. But you guys can just send me your money.
5% and they're happy, right? You pay them 5% and they're thrilled and you look like a genius and you smell like roses.
Well, no,
if
see,
the
because
banks would just
I'm doing this
kind,
I'm doing a service, so you have to pay me the 5%, plus send me all your money, and I'll send you a little bit back. That's how we do it.
Oh, well, that sounds better than the bank. So
legit, right?
Sign me up, please.
Yeah, AJ said it. He walked in. He said, "Sounds legit." So, like, I'm kidding. Don't
send if AJ's on board.
Yeah, don't send me any money, please. All right, we got to get to a couple hands, and then we got to get out. Go ahead, Turbo.
Yeah, I just wanted to say real quick as I pass it over to Marauder. Every time Mama Bear cusses, I feel like a kindergartner. I'm like, oh,
don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, I literally was like, oh, like that.
I'm personally here for it. I love it.
We have a hard cutoff today, so we gotta roll through it.
Yep, Marauder.
You said hard.
Yeah, you guys are sorry, Max. You guys are talking about tokenizing debt, and I was basically going to say it's already happening right now. There's tokenized private credit loans that you can invest in. Like you can go on RWA.xyz and you can go look at the total amount of tokenized private credit right now and invest in pools of private credit and get paid, different APRs and whatnot. So it's already happening. Just saying.
I love that.
Thanks for the alpha, Marauder.
Hold on, can I ask him to plug that website one more again?
Yeah, RWA.xyz. You can look at U.S. Treasury markets and private credit markets for all RWA protocols.
RWA.xyz. I'll put it in the.
Yep, that's the one.
I'll put it in the chat.
And the utility company.
I just screwed it up.
I just wanted to. Oh, sorry to cut you off there, J Chains.
No, I was putting in the link, and I got the new setup, the iPad, and it like covered up what I was typing, and I just did real.xyz. Don't go to that if you're on the YouTube. I just totally screwed that up. Whatever.
The utility company. Go ahead, family.
Yeah, to quickly comment on what Matthew was saying, I think considering the credit swap and the synthetic derivatives market, like they already operate at insane scale without any. Well, I hoping to have some type of internal blockchain that they're using to manage these things. Because like Goldman Sachs, for example, has racked up like $21 trillion in swaps with only $500 million in leverage. And there's massive over leveraging happening across the market. And if a fraction of that were to be on chain and transparent, and even in terms of like synthetic derivatives built up off of like collateralized debt, right? Like if all of that were to become transparent on the blockchain, then people would have some fraction of an interest in it instead of just institutions right now.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So this is the argument that pisses me off about people that say, well, if this bank defaults, it's going to be terrible. If this loan defaults, it's going to be terrible. I'm like, no, it's not. If you've done any leverage trading at all, you can take $500, leverage that 100 times, take that money, leverage that 100 times, take that money, leverage that 100 times. Guess what happens? The primary loan can default and nobody cares because it's leveraged out 8,000 times. You got free money like out the eyeballs, and you really don't care that you've lost that initial $500. That's why the banks, the institutions themselves really don't care, because they know they have over leveraged, and they've leveraged that leverage, and they've leveraged that leverage, and they've leveraged the other leverage. They got money sitting in accounts no one can track, and that's why they really don't care. That's why I'm mad about this whole crap. I'm like, crypto solves most of that because we can see what you're doing, lousy scoundrels.
Yeah, you dirty finks.
She said I'm upset.
Yeah, we're boiling up over here. I appreciate that.
Dirty.
I actually am mad.
I know.
Sorry, it sounds funny.
I love.
No,
Mama
we
Bear,
heard it.
Mama Bear, we
Heard
love
it in
you.
your voice.
Yeah, no, I love that, and appreciate everybody for being here. This was a fantastic conversation today about RWAs. This is what we talk about every on Tuesdays now. What we're trying to do is make sure that people come to know what to expect each day for the show. So Mondays is the market update, Tuesdays is RWAs, Wednesdays Web3 gaming coins you need to invest in, Thursdays Bitcoin ordinals, BRC20s, that kind of stuff. Friday week in review. So I don't know. There's a pin post. I think it's the pin post on my thing. We can get it up anywhere. It's got the links to every show for the whole week. That's the new way we're doing it now. So you can set a reminder. I set them out on Sundays. You can set a reminder for the whole week so you don't miss a thing here for Web3 Breakfast. But we appreciate y'all. What you got, Turbo? Oh, wasn't you? It was Corey.
No. I was just supporting.
Hey, Corey. What are you gonna say?
I was just gonna say shout out to not rugging today.
Shout out to not rugging. Yeah, we didn't rug.
Sometimes it bees like that, you know.
Man, Corey, your bar is real low, okay? For like satisfaction. Just saying.
Max, you've been gone.
Yeah, so. We got to meet Max, and we got to meet Corey, and you missed a lot of things, but maybe you should.
I saw in the chat. I know. I'm very sad that I missed it.
All right. Well,
stop rubbing it in my faces.
Don't miss the show. Don't miss the show too much anymore. We love you. We miss you. All right, yo.
I love you guys. I miss you guys. Whitney, I love you more though. I'm here for you.
Good. I appreciate that. All right, AJ coming up at 10:30. Ben is not doing a stream today, and then there is, I don't think anything else going on this afternoon. So we'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Adios, amigos.